we can't hear Craig.
Awesome.
He
Turn
works
your
in IT too.
microphone on. Hmm.
Craig, I bet you feel like you're at work right now.
Can
Oh,
you?
he can't hear us either.
Oh, you can't hear. See, we're
Let's
here.
see.
Oh, we hear you.
We can hear you.
We don't have a chat in Zoom, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Tell them
Uh,
we can hear them. We can't see them.
Okay, can you
There.
hear me now?
Yeah.
yeah,
All
we can
right.
hear you. Can
There
you
you
hear
are.
us?
I can. I can.
Awesome.
We are
The,
glad to have you here, my friend.
of course,
Awesome.
the
Glad to be
IT guy
here.
had technical problems.
Yeah, yeah. They have people more brown than me for those kinds of problems. So I don't know how
All
to
right,
fix that.
I want to hurry up and get this show underway. So I want to use every second of this 40 minutes we have with Zoom.
Sure.
Sounds good, man.
All right, you
Sounds
Yeah,
want
good.
to
Yeah.
we'll just yeah.
you do you want to do the ad read at the beginning and pump up the .com?
Yeah, I can.
All right, here we go. In three, two, one, go.
Hey guys, you're listening to but hey, I already can't fucking talk. This is amazing. I've done nothing with my life. I woke up at 6 o'clock today. I scrambled to get all my shit together, and now I can't even fucking talk. But hey, you're listening to another edition of the Open Micers podcast, and believe it or not, we actually have our own domain now. Openmicers.com takes you straight to our Patreon. So you have no more excuses. Like, you can just type in openmicers.com and help support this fine podcast with these fine people like me and Jason and Mr. Craig Williams. Maybe they'll, between the two of them, with your Patreon money, be able to afford a wig for at least one of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We'll
please,
shave your back and make a two wigs out of it.
my back is actually more patchy than Craig's like actual head.
I could.
But anyways, guys, go to openmicers.com. Please select a tier. It'll help us out a lot. And if you don't have any extra money, please leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. And let's start the show.
Let's do some theme music. Ooh, you know what that music means? That music means it's Thursday night. It's time for the Open Micers podcast. I'm Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig.
We got a good one tonight, man. I've been so excited waiting for this show. Please tell them who it is.
Guys, this man has been doing comedy for around 4 months now, I think, maybe less than that. And he is an absolute murderer. He's doing shows all over the coast in Mobile. That's where he's located right now, all over the Gulf Coast. I took him with me to Panama City, Florida, and he even does well over there, guys. It's Mr. Craig Williams. How about that? Welcome to the show,
Woohoo.
Craig.
Thanks a lot, guys. Glad to be here. Wanted to start with you actually have the wrong Craig Williams. I'm Craig P. Williams. You've researched the wrong
Oh,
person. I
no.
don't know how.
Were you on Law and Order? Please tell me yes.
I was. I cameoed as Obama since that's how everybody says that I sound all the time.
Oh, poor Jacob. He's never gonna live that down.
Poor Steve Ham. He's never gonna live that down.
He's never gonna want to come on this show again. He's like, these motherfuckers don't even know who I am.
I don't even know who I am. Do you know who I am?
Oh man, dude, we were just talking before you jumped on, Craig, at the show we had last Friday night at the Juke Joint, the showcase we did together. I was telling Jacob, holy shit, I'm so glad I went on first. You went on after me. I went on first. I was like, I am so glad I don't have to follow this dude because you murdered that room. Like, and
Thanks, man.
if we would have had a camera on that shit, that could have been a Netflix special. Like, I'm just saying, we put you doing that set in front of a theater of a couple thousand people, and you're a superstar. There's no doubt about it.
Thanks so much, man. Like I appreciate it. I mean, I've been learning just from you guys from being around like this community. Like it's so great like
Well,
being
stop learning
in
from me because you're already
this.
better than me.
That's what I tell them too.
You've done in 4 months what I've been trying to do for 4 years. 4 years ago, I said, okay,
Be funny.
I have a certain style of joke I want to tell. Like, not just, like line and punchline. Like, it's actual, like, story jokes that, have a really good punchline. You're a master of it already. And I'm scared what you're going to do when you're 4 years down the line as opposed to 4 months.
Well, yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to get out like everywhere I can right now. I'm still trying to just work through like the new things, and I just love the process of writing. And I guess the story part just comes from like that's who just I am as a person. Like it's one of those things where like I had talked to people throughout the years, just telling just BS stories, and they're like, it's the way I talk to my family, like at dinner tables and stuff. Like I'd always just make up some bullshit,
Yeah.
and then it's like, hey, well, like people will actually come listen to it. So it's just been a lot of fun, and like you guys have been like the greatest community to have, like both Mobile and like over in Ocean Springs and around that area. Like you guys been great. Like I've never joined any community as accepting because like I mean I tried to join the Bloods and they were like, no, you can't be here. And so I tried the West Coast and they're like, no, you fuck out of here too. So like it's been a lot of fun.
What is your writing process? What does your writing process look like?
For me, it's just sometimes I'll just have things that like come to me and I go in my notes on my phone and I'll just jot it down then and then I'll kind of try to glue those together in some kind of elaborate way later on. But like for the most part, it's just been just when COVID happened, I just was like, you know what, like I throughout my life, I had always tried like me and my best friend, we would make just YouTube videos and stuff back in the like dog shit YouTube videos. We're just trying to was like at its infancy, like probably like 15 years ago. And so we've always tried like little kind of writing things in there. But this was when COVID happened. That was the first time where I was like, I'm going to sit down and just write. And so like I just started doing like listing technique kind of things where like I'd be like, all right, I'm just going to list everything on this side that I know about this, everything on this side that I know about this, and just kind of make them stick together and just like studying comedy and stuff. And
That's
like
cool.
I never knew that it was something I could kind of look into and actually learn about. I thought it was like, oh, this is you either have it or you don't. And then I found out like, oh, well, that's something you can kind of learn. And so I've been using those techniques of like finding types of comedy and then trying to just experiment with those. But mostly I'll just try to do that. And then we'll come up with some bullshit story that has nothing to do with any of that.
Well, one thing I did want to ask is you've been doing this roughly about 4 months now, and
probably like 5 or so.
yeah, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. And you're already to the point. Even the first time I saw you a few months ago, you don't walk up with notes. Like I still walk up with notes. I mean, I don't know how the hell you memorize your stuff so quickly and be that fluid. Like you have no breaks. It's just you walk up there and it's like a freight train for the entire time you're up there.
Thanks. I mean, I'll mostly, it's weird. Like, so I think it's because I put it in a way that I can kind of remember the next thing that I'm going from. Like, it's like a story and I'm like, okay, this is sort of connected to that. And it kind of sticks more. But then sometimes there's things that I put together that don't work. And the thing that's helped me the most, I guess, to describe like how I write is I will try to write new stuff and then I'll try to incorporate old stuff. And then sometimes I'll find myself just going on like I kind of leaned into my attention deficit, I guess. It's like I use that to kind of help me write because it's like if I just go down this path of this other thing, then not only does it help me write something, but it helps me remember it better because that's naturally where my brain wants to go. And so like when I'm doing that and I write that way, it just seems to stick better than if I'm like, okay, this is funny and this is funny, but if I just kind of do it that way.
So when you do write, do you force yourself to sit down even if you don't feel like writing? Or is it just sort of like when it hits you, you're like, all right, I'm going to write as much as I can until the next inspiration strikes?
Yeah, well, I first forced myself to watch BBC pornography. Like every time. Step one, interracial BBC porn, and that kind of loosens you up. you know. And if you can get an SBBW involved, that's really the best part of the writing process. But like, no, like, but no, like every time I'll just, I try to set it aside like time every day that I can. Like, sure, there's days I can't, but yeah, regardless of if like I am in the mood to write, that's the thing that I always prioritize. Like doing like if I don't get to practice the set, if I don't get to work on like a little bit of animation or like a side project here, I'll still make time to do that. Like at least like I try to shoot for at least like an hour a day to, even if nothing comes, just muscle memory kind of thing.
Yeah. You got anything you want to ask Jacob? You're just kind of sitting over there like a lump.
No, I don't want to.
Or are you learning?
Talk to those
You're trying to copy what Craig does.
Yeah, I just don't even want to talk to him.
I understand.
But no, I've seen your writing technique, or at least a variant of it firsthand. Because I mean, we've written jokes together. I feel very honored, by the way, because everyone that meets you after they see you do comedy, like, dude, we should totally like go write jokes together, and you can like help me write your jokes. I'll help you write jokes, but we actually did it. So
yeah,
I feel very honored. We wrote jokes in a hotel room together. So
yeah, likewise.
Everyone should be jealous.
That wasn't all we did in a hotel together. You can tell.
That's true.
It really happened. But,
that's true. We there were only 2 beds. So
yeah.
Oh damn.
but no, it's like, so I asked you for help writing a bit with me, and I hadn't had it fleshed out at all yet. It was literally just an idea, and I started writing the bit right there. And like in the middle of me writing the bit, like it was like you said with your listing technique, you kept throwing out like stuff that I feel like could be the punchline of the joke, but then you threw out something else that's like, oh well, that could also be the punchline. And so you're throwing out stuff that like all of it is so good that I don't even know where to put it, because it all could be the punchline of the joke. So I do have to find somewhere to connect it all and put it all.
See, that's kind of how me and Wally work too. Like when we're writing stuff together, we just kind of like help, like just throwing ideas out there,
Mm-hmm.
See what sticks the best. And sometimes we come up with such good stuff, we'll use it somewhere else. That's the cool thing about writing together.
And I appreciate that Jacob said it. All of it was so good he didn't know where to put it. He said that in the bedroom for other reasons as well. But I do appreciate that. But no, like I feel the same way like working with Jacob. Like he's like he's one of the people like I love like hearing from like Jacob Craig and like Ryan Adams and like Jay Green, those guys here, and Compton and Krangus. Like all these guys are like I see their different writing styles, and they're like so like I'm like just honored to like kind of be thought of as like what the hell you're doing in this kind of thing. So like it's really good because I really appreciate you guys stuff too. Like yeah, like honestly, like for me, it's just the habit of doing it, because I have like dog shit writing stuff that I haven't shown anybody that I've thrown away. And like there's things that just don't work still too. But I actually learned a lot too during COVID, just watching videos and going to like subreddits and stuff, because some of the listing technique stuff I got from like watching some videos that Jerry Corley has out. I don't know if you guys have heard of those before, but yeah, he puts out a ton of like just comedy clinic videos, and he's like, hey, here's some stuff on like how to write, and here's some things on like crowd work and this and different things that I could work on. But I learned a lot of just like tips from writing from there. And then Gary Goldman, he has like he did like writing tips every day. Like he tweeted for a year, I think it was like Gary Goldman's writing tips every day.
Yeah. And
so I looked at a lot of those. And then just watching comedy and just kind of like going out to mics and listening and kind of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off about you, Craig, because you do everything the right way the first time you try to do it, and because you already understand that there's a science to comedy. You're already asking everyone for advice. You're already getting advice offline. When the fuck are you gonna make a mistake, man?
Well, Katya's pregnant, so
Oh,
really?
No, I'm kidding. She's not. that wouldn't be a mistake. That'd be a good thing. Um, but
I was about to
no,
say, there goes your comedy career.
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
That's
I have one.
Yeah, and there went your comedy career.
Well, maybe my comedy career died first. But I'm glad you mentioned Katya though, because you are dating a fellow stand-up comic. What's that dynamic like? I mean, do you guys write together? Does
oh
that
yeah,
work?
yeah. It's wonderful. Like she's absolutely like amused, like working together. It's like she very much like helps me in my writing, and like I'll bounce ideas off her. And it's the weird thing, like the best people to kind of get the to run comedy by for me in my like close group have been, of course, like her, as well as like my aunt and uncle, because like I'm always over the bullshit. My aunt, like the thing about that is like she's very religious. She's like very, and but at the same time be like, hey, how do you like this joke about, this fucking this chipmunk or something ridiculous? And she's like, that would work. I hate it, and Jesus Christ hates it, but I kind of think it might work. So yeah, like Katya has been very wonderful for that, and like helping both of us. It's been great bouncing off one another. So
So I guess me and you should
That's
date,
awesome.
Jacob, so we could start bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah, we should. Let me tell you, a comedian's, significant other is very important in their life. For me personally, what my significant other does is like anything something good happens to me, I'm like on the, cloud nine. I'm like, I'm a fucking rock star. Like I've made it now. She's like, you're not jack shit, Jacob. You need to calm the fuck down. Like that's my support system, guys.
Yeah.
If I showed her a joke before it hit the stage, she'd be like, tear that out of your notebook right the fuck now. You're not funny.
that that sounds lovely.
it's beautiful.
She's the love of my life. She really is. She really is. I love her
Wow.
so much. But I'm glad I couldn't date a stand-up comic, dude. Like I found like bouncing ideas off of people in recent memory, like you've helped me the most writing jokes, Craig, like actually flesh out a bit. But I would be like at the juke joint or some other open mic, and I'd be talking to someone who's not even a stand-up comic, but
Hmm.
they're just funny, and we're just having a conversation, and they're like giving me taglines like out of their mouth and not even knowing it. So like I'm on my phone the whole time I'm talking to this person, like writing down joke ideas because they're funny and they don't even know it.
Wow, that's
Like
awesome.
I feel like conversation is probably the best way, at least for me, to get bits.
Yeah, yeah. Like for me too. Like just like listening to people, it's surprising like the kind of things that they will just tell you if you just like pay attention. But yeah, that's cool. Like yeah, because like you said, it compared to like just working out bits with other comics, I guess like just
Hmm.
hearing things in the real world is pretty good. Like the Guy Fieri thing. Actually, I had never written a bit about Guy Fieri, but yeah, it reminded me of that when you're because I think we were talking a little bit about the idea of doing a bit on that, and I will obviously give your whole thing away, but
Yeah.
that was kind of the subject matter. And I remember I'd written in it was an employee review thing at work, like we have to do every year, and I was like, okay, this it's just kind of like it's going to the higher ups, and like nobody cares about like the comments you actually write on these, but it's like you have to write comments on this, and it was like dares to have fun at the workplace. And it's like I don't dare to have fun at a steel mill where I'm in a cube. Like it's not that's not the environment. But I was like, I used like an allegory of Guy Fieri, and then it got up the ladder, and they were like, take this the hell down. Like you can't do that. So there's a time and a place for it, but it was fun, and it was because like of those instances where like I had gotten to write and just be fun in those environments that I was like, oh, I'm gonna kind of try and do this. So.
I just want to say right now that after last Friday, your uh, Chinese father football bit is quite possibly the funniest damn thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, I appreciate that.
How?
Thanks.
I mean, I was just sitting there in amazement. Like, how do you even write a joke like this? Because it never ended. It was just punchline after punchline for like 7 minutes. I was just, I don't even know how to even construct something like that.
Well, for me, you got to have a deep-seated hatred of the Chinese. Really, you got to. not like I just any time I've even went to a buffet like, but no, like yeah, that just came from like I don't remember honestly. That was one of those things where it was just I really wanted to kind of write something on race and or that's what it came from. Like I was trying to write uh the whole like I think I opened it up with talking about like how my I'm half black and like so the idea of like having an absent father who's black like if people are like sometimes like oh that's taboo when it's like oh, it happens all the time. It's not like a racist thing. It's just like it's an observation that guy's dad is black and gone. Like that happens.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to tell our listeners.
Yeah.
Anybody that can't see you right now is listening and not watching. You are half black, so you're at least half allowed to be racist.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the white part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had people tell me after shows they were like, I didn't know that the light was hitting you in a certain kind of way that I thought you get in trouble with the TSA, not with these certain situations. So like it depends, like, but yeah, like I was kind of writing that as just a sort of like a tagline for like, oh, you wouldn't think if he were running back he'd be Chinese, and then from there I was like, well, what things would a Chinese running back do? And then it just came from that. And I was just trying to throw in every stereotype that I could. So
yeah, that's awesome. I wish I could write a joke like that. Oh my God.
Yeah, when you're writing jokes, taboo racial stereotypes are a fantastic place to start.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly my thought. I'm just so surprised that you guys really like that because I really appreciate it because I was like, I don't know, this is like, I mean, this is either going to sound really bad or not, but like it went over really well. I'm just so thankful.
But dude, you wrote it in a way to where it's not it's racist, but it's not. Like even Chinese people would be laughing their ass off at it. It's just it's a master class in how to write jokes about race and be funny but not offensive. Like be offensive but not offensive,
Right.
Like I just don't get it. Like how the fuck did he write this joke? How is he so good at like 5 months? I'm so jealous. I'm angry. I'm here to have you on the show to tell you I'm angry at you.
I'm also angry at you.
Yeah.
No one cares about what I feel. But
yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, not even your significant other like that. Apparently, that's just nobody.
yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna kill myself after this wraps. But so who? Because you said before that you've been a fan of comedy and studying comedy. Like who is your like comedy hero right now? Like who do you look at and kind of say, like, I want to be him eventually, or like I want to base my style off of this person? Like, is there anyone like that?
Pete Holmes is a guy I really, really enjoy.
Yes, I love Pete Holmes.
Yeah. And so much of that is because like of his background, like that whole like religious upbringing and that kind of thing, like that was totally me. And so it's so relatable and like seeing him like come from that and do that. That's he is one of my favorites. And also Tom Segura, Louis C.K. Like I'm just jacking off in front of everybody I can.
I know.
Yeah.
We shared a hotel room together.
Right. Yeah, I got really excited about writing those bits. But yeah, Louis C.K. Kurt Metzger is another big one that I'm a huge fan of, and Patton Oswalt. Those are probably like that's it's my Mount Rushmore. It's more than is on Mount Rushmore, but those are certainly. But at the top right now is got to be Pete Holmes.
Yeah. So what's your plan though? Like what's like not really your end goal, but what's kind of like your if you had a vision board in front of you, like what are your milestones that you want to hit as a comedian? Like what do you want to get to?
Like for me, it's just like I would love to do comedy. I would love to do stand up regularly and like have that be the thing that I do. And I work, a job like if I could just like make it in stand up in whatever, like even if it weren't just stand up, but like in comedy in general and get into that realm, like I would be happy. Like I'm even happy now just like being a part of the scene. But the end game for me would look like, okay, well, you're doing comedy for a living, period. Like if that meant doing stand-up, if that meant writing, if that meant animating, like I just love comedy as an art form.
Yeah.
So like it's primarily I would love to do stand-up, but it's like if it weren't that and there were another form, they're like, hey, we just want you to write, or hey, can you write for this series or animate this? I feel like
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that's like when I first started out, like I always just wanted to be a writer. Like I wanted to be in a writing room and writing for either like movies or television shows, whatever. But then I got that taste of being on the stage and that rush you get when when you have people laughing, and I'm like, man, I think I like this better.
Yeah.
And everything was going fantastic until COVID hit, and then it's like everything just ground to a halt. And I really miss those days of everybody, like when we used to do, or like Jacob back when we used to do the Kraken before everything closed down. Like we would, after the sets, we would all just sit around a table and just write jokes together and just hang out and say, and like I miss that type of stuff, you know.
Yeah, that would be awesome for me. Like I came like right after the lockdown of the pandemic and stuff, so I like never got to see that. But like just that, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I came right after you joined the Zoom call.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna write right after this, and as I've said, the SBBD, BBC, for yeah, all that.
That's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's pretty bad when there's so much porn they have to resort to just letters.
Yeah, just the NATO alphabet. Got that Foxtrot Romeo.
Oh man. And you know, I am so jealous, and I just want to say that when the pandemic's over, I really think you need to, like, don't get me wrong, I think this area is going to blow up big as far as comedy because we have so many funny people here. But I really do think you need to go to the bigger cities and see what you can do. Go to LA, go to Denver. Denver's becoming a big comedy place now. You know, go to New York because you just have this way about you when you're on stage that's just, you're instantly likable, you're funny as shit, and you leave the stage just like people are hurting, they're laughing so hard. So you have my utmost confidence, and I will put my stamp on this episode here that if you don't have a Netflix episode within the next 3 to 4 years, I'm gonna eat my shoes.
Wow, man. Thanks so much.
What's funny is you said the same thing about me like 2 years ago. So I only have 3 years to not be a disappointment in your eyes.
Yeah, but you have that missing year though. Like I consider the pandemic to just be a reset year for everybody.
I guess so. I was actually able to stay pretty active during the pandemic though.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it could have been. Like we
That's
were going to
true.
go to Arizona. We could have traveled all over the place. I mean, me and you were getting gigs all over the place, and we were traveling together. And then everything just ground to a halt, and it was like, well, there goes all that momentum. And you know, during the pandemic, you know, nobody's getting together and like having those writing sessions and stuff that we were all doing. And like I want that feeling of like that camaraderie of just like a table full of comedians going, hey, what do you think about this? And like you get 3 or 4 perspectives on the same joke, and it's kind of like you take the best of what everybody thinks, and that's how you become good, you know, just like talking with everybody. And I miss that so much.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, you're
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. I didn't mean to bring the show to a halt. I just, you know, I really
Yeah,
can't
you
wait.
made things so sad, man. It's like, I want to go outside.
I can't wait for the pandemic to be over with because I want to travel with you guys. Like, I want to go have a horrible set with Craig Williams in Panama City, like we did. You know,
That's
me
true.
and you did. Like, there's nothing better than having a shitty set to make jokes about for like the next 3 months.
The good
That
thing
is very
about the
true.
I was just gonna say the good thing about the pandemic though is like if it did set Jacob back from getting his Netflix special, like, and he does end up having to eat his shoes, he could potentially lose his feet diabetes
Yeah,
before
that's true.
that happens. And so maybe not have shoes.
Yeah, you know what? That's my end goal in life is to just lose my feet. I want to follow in my family's footsteps or lack thereof.
Well, I already told
Mhm.
you, I'll give you one of my kidneys. The left one is the bad one, the one that gets on all the stones. You can have that one.
Yeah, but you got really used car salesman with that though. Is like you slapped your kidney. It's like, man, this bad boy can fit so many stones in it.
Oh man, but I'm
But
serious. You can have the bad one. I don't need it. I'll take it out like as soon as you need it. Be like, here you go.
you know
It's
what? I
also
might
like-
take you up on that, or I might just die.
Yeah.
Did you know you could get like a kidney ring, like an organ donor ring thing? It's like a promise ring for organ. I didn't know that until the other day too, apparently.
What in the astrological fuckery is that?
Right. Yeah, I saw it on TLC on the show Smothered. So TLC is mostly astrological fuckery. Like that's like all of their shows.
Yeah,
But-
it is actually.
But yeah, like it was like this show called Smothered, which is great. And it's not about Waffle House. It's about this like these ladies who are like really close to their mom, so it's like smothered. And like there's this one lady who like her mom will take a bath and then like she will bathe in that bath water. And then like this so there was another lady who's like, here is this ring for like mom, so you can have my kidney. I know you might, in case you just need it or anything like that. It's just crazy, people. It's insanity. I cannot recommend it enough. That Love After Lockup is a good one too, for it's just like these people marrying people in prison and stuff. That's a big one. But yeah, I've just been TLC garbage, and also being from Van Cleve, another one to recommend on HBO. This is all right. I just watch garbage and just like have garbage operate. But Meth Storm. That's a great documentary.
Oh no, that was loosely based on my life.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like Jacob Craig's Family Reunion on HBO.
Yeah, but you can take one look at Jacob and know he doesn't do meth. I mean, look at that face. He's still got his.
Yeah.
He's still got all his teeth.
I just sell it.
Yeah. He
Don't
makes
get
it.
high in your own supply,
Yeah,
baby.
He makes it. He makes it, sells it. You know.
But
a
we
good
got
time.
the 7-minute timer on Zoom here. So, Craig, we have 7 minutes left. What do you want to tell the people? Do you want to talk about some of the shows you have coming up? You want to boost your social media presence? What do you want to do, man?
Sure. I've got I just got a social media presence. So yeah, I don't have a comedy page, but I'll be setting that up, I suppose, one time. So yeah, you can see me actually Saturday at the Touch Biloxi show with you. And I believe it's Patty's going to be on that show as well.
Yeah, if you're listening to this Saturday morning, it's tonight, and at Biloxi in Biloxi.
Yeah. So that's the one I got upcoming. Also, I'm going to be in my first ever roast battle. So if you guys have any dirt on anybody that you want to toss my way,
Who are you going up against first?
who is it first for me? I'm trying to recall who was it on the bracket. Zach. Zach is the first person.
Oh,
I'm going
okay.
up.
Oh, easy work.
Yeah.
Zach Perkins, dude.
Yeah. Everything
Fuck
you know
that
about
guy,
Zach.
am I right?
Yeah,
But you just have to look at him.
I'll be a part of the roast battle again this year. I don't get to sit back and be a judge this time. I actually have to work and write some jokes. So that'll be
But yeah, that's those are the main things coming up. I would say follow me on social media, but I haven't really established a presence there. But you can kind of find me. I'm Craig Williams on social media. I'm kind of working at that and sort of learning at that. I'm so early in this that that I got to focus more on right now to kind of spread things out. And that one's kind of, as I am writing and stuff, that one's kind of went by the wayside. It's not a good thing, but
You need a
it'll get
Twitter.
there.
You need a Twitter.
I do. I'll take that advice. and
Craig,
get
I
that
think
out
we
there.
should start a podcast together.
We should do it. We should do it.
Fine, I'll leave.
Yeah,
We'll call it Mopin' Micers.
I think
Something
so.
like
It has a nice ring to it. It's our first guest will be probably Steve Ham. I'll do the research. It'll be the other
Okay.
Steve Ham. Yeah.
We could call it.
Oh yeah, the other Steve him. There we go.
If it's the three of us, we could call it 3/4 white.
That could work.
We
That could be cool.
Or we could call it 1/3 hair.
Or you could just have that could work. Yeah, just the recession with Obama. Not that recession. Not that. It's not actually Obama. It's
Thanks, Obama.
But you guys could just set to the right of me. You know, you go white is right because they're over there, right? They're on the right side, and they're like you can't see them. And it just sounds like neo-Nazi propaganda. But it could be a fun time.
We can't make jokes about that here because of Jason's haircut.
That is true.
Shut your face. Hey, one day you're gonna go bald too, kid. You watch. You watch.
I'm gonna be dead before I'm bald. Joke's on you. Have you seen how I eat?
Yeah. Well,
boy, I ain't making it.
You know, eat something green occasionally. You know, something that comes
boogers.
something that comes out of the ground or off a plant. You know, something.
Just green Jello. That could work.
Well,
it's sweet.
Hell yeah,
Just
dude.
start there. Yeah. Any color you want.
Yeah. You know,
Dude, did you know that green Jello is the food that's closest to the human brain?
I did not.
Yeah, you can put neurodes in green Jello and it will retain information like the brain does.
Sweet.
So when you're eating green Jello, you're basically as fucking zombie.
That's pretty nice.
Awesome.
I had no idea about that. That's,
I think
I'm
if
gonna
Jacob
do that.
actually ate a salad, his body would go into shock, I think. Because it
Even
wouldn't know what to
potato
do
salad?
with it. Like, what is fiber? Your shit's come out with a hard candy shell.
Maybe just
Well,
like a carrot every now. I knew you were hating on carrots the other day. We were discussing vegetables, and you were like, "Just fuck carrots." Like I'll have nothing to do with them. Like just.
That does sound like me, yeah. I do believe I said, I will go on record in saying fuck carrots. Sometimes literally.
Yeah, I mean, eggplants work, but carrots can't get the job done. So
I mean, you know, Jacob, like most people have shit that has corn in it. Jacob's shit is just full on corn. It's just a cob that just falls right out.
What does this mean?
entire piece of maize. It's like it's like a Native American can determine the way
Some
the wind
people
blows.
call it shit.
It's turds.
The natives call it maize.
We don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't know. It's time for us to go. We got less than a minute.
Yeah, just everybody buy Dogecoin. That's
Yeah.
the last thing I wanted to throw in there.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency.
Craig, thanks for coming on, man. This is awesome. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Yeah, me too. This was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
And Tuesday night, I want to get with you because I actually have a joke that I've been working on for about a week, and I need help coming up with a good punchline. And I don't want to
Absolutely,
talk
man.
to Jacob because he sucks. I'm just kidding.
He does very well in the
Yeah.
hotel. Like,
I
let's
mean,
not
you
forget.
would know.
Yeah.
So, Jacob, anything you want to say before we get out of here tonight?
Just a final reminder that this Saturday at 8:30 p.m. at B-Lux, the Biloxi's hottest, newest nightclub on the coast, that is B-Lux, you can come see the 5th annual Touch Biloxi birthday extravaganza. See me, Jason Robbins, Craig Williams, Patty Dwyer, Touch Biloxi, The Real TNT, Zachary Perkins, Green Mantles, so many amazing acts, absolutely free. So please come out to B-Lux, support local comedy and music. We'll see you
Yeah.
there.
And go to openmicers.com. That takes you right to our Patreon page. Help support the show. Keep us alive. Keep the lights on. And also, you can email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com and at openmicers on Twitter and openmicerspodcast on Facebook. And we will see you next Thursday. Well, that was a fun show. Thank you guys for hanging out. And Twitch had
Thanks.
a few people come in. Some guy named Goombax, guy who followed me the other day, came in and said, F the Wall Street monocle wearing fat cats. I made $970K off GME, off GameStop. Time to take my private heli up there to eat them all. Like, awesome. So good night, you guys. I'll be back in 30 minutes with Nerd